Hello, everyone. In today's video, I'm diving into how diversifying your income streams might help you build a secure retirement and create a financial safety net. Now, just a quick heads up, I am not a financial planner or advisor, so this isn't financial advice. Make sure you check out the disclaimer below and definitely do your homework. It's always a good idea to research options or get a team of pros to help you craft a plan that suits your financial needs. Now, what I am is an early retiree. My husband and I decided to retire early and travel the world. Our channel is all about retirement and travel. So let's dive right in. What are some of the issues that could come up with only having one source of income? Number one, first of all, it's risky. A lot of folks out there are counting on their pensions or just their savings or just Social Security for those of us who are in the US to get by. And that's a bit of a gamble. It's like putting all your eggs into one basket, which can leave you feeling uneasy as you hit retirement. Relying on just one source of income can box you in, and it can make it hard to roll with the punches when things change, or just like what's going on in the US right now with the markets going up and down and people retirement savings are plummeting. And so it's very risky to have your eggs all in one basket. Number two is complacency. Depending on just one income source can make us feel a bit too comfortable, and we might end up missing out on other opportunities that could bring us more joy and purpose. I think it's important to always be open to opportunities that are around us, be prepared to take advantage of those opportunities. And retirement should be a time when we dive into what we're truly passionate about, not just a time just to scrape by. Number three, stress and anxiety. When it comes to counting on your savings, just having one source can crank up our stress and anxiety levels. We're always on edge trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And that kind of pressure isn't just bad for our wallets, it can take a toll on our mental and physical health too. We deserve more than spending our retirement years stressed out and fearful about where the money's going to come in or if we're going to run out of money. Mixing up our different income sources, we can build a safety net and enjoy a sense of security and peace, knowing that we've got different ways to keep that money flowing in. Income streams. Now, one of the first income streams could be pensions. These are very rare these days, but some people do have access to them. Fortunately, Kevin and I are one of those people, and it's one of the reasons why we were able to retire early. Another source of income is, of course, for Americans, Social Security. Love it or hate it, we are forced to pay into it. And according to a recent Social Security fact sheet, Social Security benefits represent about 31% of the income of people over age 65. And in a 2020 report by the National Institute on Retirement Security states that about 40% of older Americans only receive income from Social Security in retirement. So there's their only source. I've added links to both of these documents in the description below if you want to go to those websites and check those out. So Social Security definitely plays an important role, but it shouldn't be your only source. Retirement accounts. Now, most of us have 401ks, different types of retirement accounts, but you can only touch those when you reach a certain age. But that's another source of income. Also, investments. Dividend stocks are relatively consistent even when the market goes up and down, it fluctuates. Now, there are no guarantees about any of this, but I know for me personally, I usually buy more dividend stocks than I do those stocks without dividends. Another source could be savings accounts. It's always great to have an emergency fund. And for us, we have a year's worth of savings because we always know that something could possibly go wrong. Another area that you can use for income is real estate. And the focus could be on cash flowing properties. Now, full disclosure, on our current property that we bought, we downsized, we bought this condo. Unfortunately, I would love to be able to Airbnb this property, but we can't. This is part of the HOA restrictions. So we're gone most of the year and we were looking for a property that we could possibly Airbnb, but fell in love with this place, and here you go. So, but to find a property that's a cash flowing property where you're getting money back from it, you see the HGTV shows of people flipping properties. You can do a rental property where you have a long term rental, or you can do Airbnb or short term rentals. There are also real estate investment trusts. So this can be passive, where you're handing it over to someone to manage it, or you can be actively involved. But there is some level of involvement sometimes with real estate, but that's an excellent way to have money coming in. We were on a recent cruise, and I probably mentioned this couple a lot, but met a couple. They were in their late 30s, and they were on the cruise with us 21 days, and so that's a long time to be on the cruise. And so they said that they have rental properties in the US and in other countries. And so that's how they're making their cash flow. So, I mean, lots of different ways. I've heard a lot of people use real estate, all types of different investments to help fund their retirement years, to make sure that they have enough to and different sources of income so that they can retire without worrying about relying on only one source. Now, just a quick note, speaking of real estate and eggs, we used our previous single family home that we had as the goose that laid the golden eggs. So, like when our kids were in college, we used part of our home, our basement, we rented it out to have money to pay for their college so they wouldn't end up in debt. And so that's something that you can look at if you have a spare room or an area of the house that you're not using. A lot of us are becoming empty nesters, or we have a lot of spaces we're not using. Use it and make money from it. I mean, you can make, a lot of us are sitting in houses that we've been in for decades. And so you can charge a certain amount, and that could actually help pay for your mortgage or a lot of your other costs, or that could be, money you could be putting into another account to be using for your retirement. So, make sure you check your local laws and ordinances and see what you have. But that's what we did. And eventually, our kids moved out, we realized that we didn't need all that space in the house, and that our house was one big golden egg. So we decided to cash out. We took the money and ran. And now we could purchase two properties in cheaper areas for what we had for that one property. So we can live in one and then rent the other one out as income. Now, you can also buy property in a less expensive place in the US, and that may be another way that you can have another source of income. And if you don't want to put all of your eggs in the US basket and buy all your properties in the US, you may want to buy property overseas as well. Many of you may be living inside of a golden egg, so wait for the right time and cash out. Now, another thing that you can do is part-time work, the gig economy, and side hustles. I was at my had I had a medical test I had to do, and the nurse there, he was getting ready to retire, and he said, "Hey, they want me to come back, a couple of times a month, come in and help support them because they need more nurses." And so he was going to do that, and I said, "That's excellent." He said, "Yeah, it keeps me busy. Didn't have money. I can travel, come back and forth." And so that's something that you can do. You can be a consultant at your old job, or if they want you to come in part time or just during busy seasons, that's something you can do. You can also do online work or create an online course. You can turn your hobby or your passion into some type of generating income. You can start a business if there's a business that you've always wanted to start. You can do seasonal work where you work just summers or you work just holidays. We have friends that they're still affiliated with their job that they do, and so they'll come to the U.S., work a couple months, and then leave. I've heard of dentists and doctors doing this. I mean, so if there's a doctor and if they used to work in this practice and the doctor goes out on vacation, they need someone to come in for 2 weeks, they slide right into that. So think outside the box and realize there are lots of different opportunities out there. Also, the gig economy, you can do Uber, you can do Fiverr. So a lot of those different things that are out there, and that we have way more resources than we used to have in the past. So take advantage of those. Okay, so some folks think that needing extra income means you're not really retired. But honestly, retirement these days isn't like your grandpa when he retired with a pension, he got the gold watch, and he spent a decade in a rocking chair. I think it almost needs to be another word for retirement, for the modern day version of it. And people are living longer now, and it's great to stay active for as long as possible. Take Kevin, for instance. He's completely retired. He doesn't have a regular job, but he's part of an investment club. So he spends about maybe 4 hours a month there, 4 hours a month online with this club. And he not only brings in some extra cash, but it also teaches him about investing. As for me, I consider myself semi-retired. I work about 20 hours a week on YouTube and other projects, and YouTube is a lot of work. So if you like to subscribe, I really appreciate it. Shameless plug. But this is a huge drop from the 60 hours that I was clocking before. I love it because I can set my own schedule. I can work from anywhere, and I don't have a punch a clock. If I want to work, I can. If I don't, I'll have to. But being a type A person, I like staying busy, and any extra income that I earn helps us avoid dipping into our savings. So I think we all need to shake off that old school retirement mentality and start thinking about different ways to keep the money flowing in and to secure our future. And you can do all this beforehand. You don't have to wait till after retirement and do this. But if you are retired, you can start doing some of this as well. But, wealthy people do this all the time. They retire from their main gig, but they've got their fingers in all kinds of different pies. Think about celebrities or athletes who dabble in various things. They do restaurants or real estate, they're product endorsements, or they're writing books, or they come in for a special assignment, or they're on the news, or they're starring a performance. So they do that all the time. They've got multiple income streams. You can too. So why not explore a few different options and see where they take you? So, what are some of the benefits of having different streams of income and not having just relying on one source? One of the biggest thing is just peace of mind, knowing that you're not going to run out of money. You've got different options, and that you've got different ideas and plans and ways of bringing in more income to sustain yourself throughout your golden years. Also, mixing up how we earn our money can keep us on our toes, both mentally and physically. When we explore different ways to bring in income, we not only keep things interesting, but we also pick up new skills and meet people who share our interests. This approach can make retirement more rewarding and meaningful. Last, having a few different ways to earn money can really free us up to chase our passions and interests without stressing over the financial side of things. Imagine being able to travel and volunteer or dive into hobbies without the fear of draining your savings. By mixing up how we bring in different sources of income, we're setting ourselves up for the kind of retirement that we've always dreamed about having. Now, creating multiple streams of income isn't something you can do in a snap. It takes time, effort, and a whole lot of dedication, but trust me, it's totally worth it. I'm all about having options. And now it feels like we've got plan A, B, C, and D. And I've learned that from traveling, all lined up because we can tap into different income sources. I talked about we have plan A, B, C, and D, and all the different types of income streams that we have, and more that we're researching and trying to do. And if we ever run out of options, or it looks like we're on plan C, getting a little nervous, or we even need a fresh start, we can always relocate to a more affordable place in the world for a while or longer, and so help make our money stretch further. So check out this video that talks about how moving abroad could help you retire early and protect your finances. Whether you're just starting out or already in the game, it's always a good time to start thinking about a diverse retirement income plan. And I'm big on planning. The happiest retirees usually have more than one way to bring in money so that they have a successful retirement. So why not join them? Thanks so much for watching our video today. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on retirement sources of income. What are some strategies that you're using to diversify your income streams in retirement? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and supporting our channel so that it will grow and we can spread this information to more and more people. And also, it will help you not miss a future video that I'm putting together on the best side hustles for retirees. Take care, everyone, and cherish every moment.